Hi, this video is to help you understand how to complete your information literacy assignment in EDUC 1300. Our goal of our assignment is to make sure you know how to use the online databases in order to find reliable sources for future research questions and research papers that you'll have to do in other college classes. We're not writing a research paper in EDUC 1300. We want to make sure you know how to use the online databases. So you're going to be finding and evaluating 3 sources on one topic. So the first step in this assignment is for you to select a topic and decide on a research question about that topic. Make sure you select a topic that interests you and select a topic that you might be able to use on a future paper. Since we're not writing a paper in this class, you might be able to use the research, the sources that you find today, for a college paper that you'll be able to use next semester. After you select a topic, you need to decide what you want to research about that topic, and that becomes your research question. For an example, my topic is global warming, and my research question is global warming a significant problem? The second step is you're going to use the online databases to find the information about your research question. There are so many different sources available to you using the online databases, and so we're going to have you use 3 different sources to answer your research question. So you're going to find an article and evaluate it from an academic journal. You're going to find an article and evaluate from a newspaper or a magazine, and you're going to find a book or an ebook that discusses your topic and evaluate it. All 3 of these sources are going to be able to be found by you using the library online databases. The online databases are great to use for college research papers. They save you so much time, and they give you good quality, reliable information. In order to make it easier for you to evaluate the 3 sources, we have created a research organizer, a handout for you to use. Really, this handout that we call a research organizer is a template. You're going to be finding your resources, and you're going to be able to be placing the information on this form so you can evaluate it and show it to your instructor. You're going to complete one of these forms for each of your sources. So let's look at it a little bit closer. You're going to write your research topic here, and so I would put global warming for an example. Your research question, my research question is global warming a significant problem? And then you'll see for each of the forms that I fill out, I'm going to check the box so my instructor knows which of the 3 sources this form is representing. The next area, it says write the database search and the type of source. So you're going to write down the name of the database that you searched to find this one source. You're also then going to write down the citation or type in the citation for this source that you're using, following an MLA format. If you ever written a research paper before, you know a bibliography is always required, and that's where your citation is always placed. You can't take credit for something that you didn't write, and so you have to put that information into a bibliography. And so again, because you're evaluating research, you're going to place the citation following MLA format right here so your instructor can see where you received this information from. The bottom part of your research organizer is really a template for when you're evaluating your source. And we use the acronym CRAP, and so we're going to get into that a little bit more on the next slide. So remember, an acronym is just something that helps us to remember something that we're trying to remember. So for this assignment in information literacy, we're going to use the acronym CRAP, and that helps us remember how to evaluate a source. If we want to find out if a source is a really good source to use for a paper, we should always evaluate it first. And so we want you to become familiar with the acronym CRAP. And so the second part of this form that you're going to fill out on each of your sources follows the CRAP acronym. Is the information current? You just write the date, the source, your article was published. Was it relevant? What makes that a relevant source? Why is it a good paper? What did it have for me? It would be, what would it have to do with global warming that I think that would support my argument from what I'm writing on? The third area you use to evaluate an article is, what's the authority of the author? Does the author have a background, for an example, in global warming? I might be able to find this at the end or the beginning of my article, but for the most part, you usually have to Google the name of the author. And once you Google them, you'll be able to find out their credentials. What's their background? So for an example, I might find that the author is a professor at Harvard University, and he has written a lot of different articles on global warming, and has also done extensive research for global warming. The next area I want to find out when I'm evaluating an article is, how do I know the information, the source, is accurate? So when you're using an online database and you find a reliable source such as Academic Search Complete, Opposing Viewpoints, if you're using a magazine like Newsweek, if you're using a newspaper like the New York Times, you're going to be able to even Google that and find out some basic information about that source, that it's been in business, or that it started at a certain date and it's known for certain publications. So you would place that information right on this part of your research organizer. The last area that we look at to find out if a source is a good source to use in a college paper is purpose. What's the purpose of the written piece? Is the author biased? So is the author trying to inform us, to persuade us on a topic? Is the author biased? We can find that out by reading bits and pieces of the article and then finding the purpose. At the end of that research organizer, there's one question that asks you to write a summary of the article, or what could you see using from that article in a paper. So you might write down a quote. And that would be all the information that you would need to complete on that one source. So, using the online databases, you're going to complete those 3 research organizers for this assignment. Our next quick video is going to actually show you how to use the online databases using the Northlake College website.